The Zarn dominion swept through galaxies like fire through dry grass. For 300 cycles, no species had stood a chance. Worlds fell, resistance crumbled, empires bowed or vanished. Their fleets were unmatched elegant destroyers, weaponized. Moons and gravity lances that could tear through continental plates. Fear was their legacy. And then they reached Sector Theta-9. It was meant to be another routine conquest. The planet labeled Sol 3 had outdated orbital defenses and a laughable tech signature. Primitive, even. The Council of Zarn Strategists predicted a full planetary subjugation within 72 hours. But as the Dominion's main fleet warped into Sol 3's orbit, something went wrong. Multiple contacts detected, barked Sub-Commander Krell, staring at the holographic table. Enemy. Vessels? Admiral Vaxer asked, amused. From this planet? Krell frowned. No, sir. Just one. A single warship. Human designation, Un's Wrath of Terra. The room fell into an uneasy silence. Not because the name meant anything to them. It didn't. But the ship was massive. Over 6 kilometers long, armored like a black mountain in space, bristling with weaponry that hadn't appeared on any Dominion scan prior. Primitive species building that? Someone whispered. Admiral Vaxer narrowed his eyes. Destroy it. Aboard the Wrath of Terra, Captain Helena Drax stood at the observation deck as the Zarn fleet materialized in system. Thousands of vessels, each deadly in its own right. Her crew stood silently behind her, watching death approach. They outnumber us 900 to 1. Commander Reyes said flatly. Drax smirked. Then we have them right where we want them. The Wrath of Terra wasn't a ship. It was a message, forged. After the Third Contact War, when Earth realized the galaxy wasn't a friendly place, the Wrath was humanity's deterrent, its last resort. A hybrid of human engineering and reverse-engineered alien tech. Its firepower was classified even to most of Earth's own governments. Arm Excalibur Array, Drax ordered. Ma'am, that'll punch a hole through time itself, Reyes muttered. Good. Let's make history. First engagement, the Zarn fleet opened fire. Energy beams laced with dark matter tore through space toward the lone warship. The raft shields absorbed the first wave. Barely. Return fire, Drax commanded. From the underside of the ship, ports opened massive, glowing, thunderous. Excalibur Array engaged. A single lance of golden energy streaked forward. It passed through shields, hulls, and engines as if they were fog. 6 Zarn destroyers were vaporized instantly. Shock rippled through their command fleet. Admiral Vaxer stared in disbelief. That wasn't possible. He wasn't wrong. It wasn't. The realization within minutes, dozens of Zarn ships were reduced to floating debris. Every time they adapted shields or formations, the Wrath adjusted faster, smarter, deadlier. What is this ship? Krell cried. How can one vessel do this? The answer was simple. Humanity had fought itself for centuries on land, sea, air, and eventually in orbit. No alien species had practiced war as long, as thoroughly, or as ruthlessly as humans. Where the XARN had conquered peacefully sleeping worlds. Earth had survived its own nightmares and then weaponized them. The Wrath of Terra was the culmination of that dark brilliance. Desperation, the Zarn launched a suicide wave, hundreds of kamikaze drones, energy torpedoes, even warships rigged to explode. A strategy that had broken galactic civilizations before, but it failed. The raft simply vanished. Did it warp away? Vaxer asked. No, sir. Krell's voice trembled. It's behind us. Drax had used the experimental slip web drive, another human invention considered unstable and madness by alien engineers. But madness had always served humanity well. The turning tide, the raft unleashed hell from behind the Zarn fleet. Entire flotillas turned, trying to escape only to find gravity traps pulling them back, hulls cracking, crews screaming into the void. Drax stood calmly on the bridge. Transmit message to all Zarn channels. Her voice was clear, cold, and final. You thought Earth would fall. You thought we were like the others. This is your only warning. Turn. Back. Now. Admiral Vaxer, to his credit, tried to fight. But even he realized the truth. They were prey. And this was the apex predator. Retreat and legacy. The Zarn fleet limped away from Sol 3. Out of 10,000 ships, fewer than 200 escaped. Those that did carried a new kind of data, not of conquest, but of fear. They didn't just retreat. They sealed off the entire sector. Posted warnings in a dozen galactic languages. Do not approach human space. Not because they are weak, but because they are not. Aftermath years later, young alien cadets would whisper about the battle in hushed tones. Some said the wrath of Terra was alive. Others claimed Earth had a dozen more like it, buried in asteroid belts. But one truth remained unchallenged. The Zarn Dominion never conquered another world again, because in all their galactic arrogance, they had forgotten one thing: humans don't go down easy. And sometimes one warship is all it takes.